Right, so where did we get to? Back in my, well actually no, this is a duplicate project. This is my cleanup version. That is a great thing about Unity Hub. If it loads. The irony here. There we go. You know, you can easily just have multiple projects, change the version of Unity to opening them up, so you know you never want to open up a project you've got that works in a new version of Unity without making a backup or whatnot, because things change and break. Oh my god, they did in the early years. So duplicate projects, rename them. I put the name of the Unity one in there just because it helps, and you know you can test things out. Anyway, so I'm still in this version of Unity because it still reads JavaScript files, sorry, JScript files, and C# at the same time. If I started doing my conversions in a newer version of Unity, none of these would show up. And for instance, when example, you know, it wouldn't have any scripts here. This is a bit silly actually, because there's an error here in one of my scripts I haven't fixed yet, so nothing's properly loaded. But the point is, they are there, the JScript's there, but in a later version of Unity, they wouldn't be appearing. So my plan is to go through my JScript files on objects. So for instance, I don't even know what this one does. I'll pick a random one here. Okay, so open up a JScript file, it loads. Here it is. Here. It's very basic. Make the same named C# script here. Copy this into it. Obviously, it's going to error because you don't call your function anymore, and it's laid out in a class. Anyway, put it in there. You get the hang of how to change stuff. You change the way functions work. You know, void and anyway, we'll go through that in a minute. And then just start fixing things one by one. And then when the C# thing has no longer errors, you can't test it's going to work till you've got all your errors and whatnot. Then whatever object's got that on, let's just pretend this coin, whatever it is, has got that script on, the JScript. I'll then put the equivalent C# one on there, turn the JScript one off, and you know, hopefully the C# one will work. So, you know, if it's not working, it's not shut up everything because there's an error. But any variables that are in here that need objects to link, you put on the C# one as well. Once that's done, so what I was doing when I created a C# one, put it in the folders here. When the JScript one was done, I put it in the folder called. It's a bit slow at the moment. Done JS. Okay, so there's still a lot there. I've got a feeling what's left here is just gump test stuff. But you don't dare delete anything because it could be linked to something, assign levels and whatnot. But I have gone through all of these scripts, and all of these are needed, and all of these are on objects. So for instance, this, okay, this back to, oh no, that's a really simple script. This is a good example. This one's pretty simple. Main menu _ GUI. So the equivalent in C#. There we go. And if I just drag that over here, so you can have two at once. You know, before it was functions, now it's all in a class, and you do public void and whatnot. And you know, you can't just call everything a variable with a game object at the end. You have to switch things around to make it public if you want to link to an inspector. You know, things just get flipped around. It's pretty simple. You just get going, and you can steam through stuff fairly quickly. And so, you know, I went through a lot of the scripts, but also went aside from the menus because they're fairly easy. There's just a few buttons on a few things, and go through the different levels and stuff and worlds and whatnot. I'm doing it, and I got through a ton of stuff fairly quickly. I mean, it seemed to be working. All the basic, you know, menus and clicks and calls and loaders and, you know, interactions and button clicks. Oh, and I also, because originally this was, as you can see here, still set up for iPhone build settings. Here. Now, yes, I want to do that, but I also want to really quickly test things on the keyboard and put it on Steam or whatever. But I never done any of that. All of the calls to character movement, pick up, dropping, click on menus, all this sort of stuff was all sort of iOS button clicks and touch inputs and things, and it all worked perfectly well. It was really good actually. But I've gone in there and started putting and or scripts if you like, or if you're running on iPhone, iOS, use your touch input. If you're using the keyboard, use your key inputs or whatever. So I've done that as well. But you can't really go and test everything, and the reason I'm getting this error here, and the reason when it loads that some stuff are missing there. Basically, you don't get your scripts and your stuff, your variables appearing here if there's an error. Get rid of all your errors and everything load properly. Now the problem I can't test the game is because the big beefy engine script, which is on all of the blocks, and Eclipse Logic, that's the beefy one. So on the left here is the original JScript file that works, and I think it does work actually pretty well from what I remember. So I've copied all of that, nearly 6,000 lines, into my C# version, and I'm getting there, and I'm almost done it. And okay, there's still there's a few more functions in the end I haven't put in, but I've got rid of a lot of gumph and a lot of blocked out test code and whatnot. And we're going through a lot of stuff, and there's a lot of errors, but I've cleaned up most of the errors. I mean, obviously you can see, scroll down bits like this. C# is a bit annoying because you can't just change a variable in position. You have to go and say, change it on all of the position and create a new vector, and it's just annoying. So I've got to go over things like that. But the reason why it's erroring is because if I click on it, all of the main engine code is on an on-trigger event, which means when this block here hits that block, it hits it, and a trigger is called. Well, actually, that doesn't really happen. A pseudo trigger occurs, which I can go into, but a trigger occurs, and it's done in here. And basically, if that one hits that, based on what that one is and what that one is and what the next block is, if it then plays a certain animation or does some certain function call. So it's all coming basically from an on-trigger event. Which is all fine. Now in the JScript one, I have lots of wait for seconds. So if I just do a bit of a wait for seconds here. Now we can actually see I've commented lots of them now. Yield, return, you wait for seconds, based on the animation clip length. So basically, a certain thing happens and you go right. Play the animation of it rotating right, wait for that animation to finish, then do something else, which is fine. However, for some reason, I'm not a programmer, so someone will tell me I'm an idiot, you can't have stuff like this in a on-trigger event. So I'm actually making a separate function that you call with that same, that's just basically a number, so it's 0.1 of a second or whatever it is. So I'm making a function that just brings that in, and it does it outside of the collision event, the on-trigger event. Now I'm going through all of them and doing that at the moment. There's still quite a few that need doing, so if I just do a search for wait for seconds, there's 141, and I've got to about here. It shouldn't take me that long to finish. Then I can finish all the other little annoying little bits like this, and obviously there's going to be many other things that are broken, but then that's the main game engine converted. Doesn't mean it will work, but we've got to test it out. And it's taken quite a while of this. I've learned a hell of a lot. Again, not fully knowing the exact things to do, but I'm in control of it. once the script's done, I can put it on here and turn the jscript off once I know it works. I just remove it and things are updating. So I think my next step would be is to finish cleaning up this main game engine code, see if it works, come back and show you. If it does work, then I can actually start going through about how the logic of it works, and then maybe start talking about each block. So I'll leave it there, finish this off, and hopefully next devlog video, sorry, it might slightly be working, but we'll soon see. I hope you enjoy it, and see you next time.